Coach Marty, welcome to BetMGM tonight. Straight away for me with the preseason in the books, give us a couple of offensive takeaways you gathered from the exhibition season, whether according to like some of the first team player performances or team based. Does anyone in particular stand out to you, and who do you feel is poised to have a big NFL year?
Well, it's the classics. It's Mahomes, it's Allen, it's Lamar Jackson, it's Burrow in the AFC, and you can go through the NFC quarterbacks. But listen, Ryan and Brad, today is a rough day, and tomorrow as well, where they're cutting down their players, and you're as the cuts are coming in, you're seeing the development of the football teams. But I will say the preseason, when they used to play four of them, it was a little misleading. Yeah. Now they only play three. The Kansas City Chiefs, I believe, are 0-3. Are you kidding me? So here's what typically, especially, the veteran coaches are trying to do. They're trying to give, and that's the coach's responsibility. Give these young or rookies or second-year players or third-year players an opportunity to show what they can do, and where are they in the development to be able to help their team win. And in some cases, you're hiding guys out. Some cases, you're waving a guy a day early, trying to act like you're not going to sign him back to the practice squad. So a lot of games, a lot of sort of behind-the-scenes strategy is going on here in the next 2 or 3 days.
Marty, you brought up the Chiefs, in the preseason. And once we get to the regular season, they're usually a lock to win double-digit games and at least make it to the AFC Championship game, at least as long as Pat Mahomes is taking over behind center for Andy Reid. But this year, they're actually not the favorites. We have the screen up right now, the Ravens, the Bills. I mean, they have some serious threats in the AFC. Is there a team that you like a little bit more than Kansas City, or would the Chiefs still be your pick this year to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl?
I will not bet against the great Patrick Mahomes. With Andy Reid, the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, throw a little tomahawk chop in there. And then, look, if they stay healthy, they will be there at the end, and Andy does a fantastic job. You know, these first games of the season, it's coming up in about 10 days, right? It's sort of like the Super Bowl for fans. Some of the owners, especially if they just bought the team within the last handful of years. Many of the administration, it's like the Super Bowl. It's the first time that the game actually counts for that particular year, where the veteran coaches understand it's one of 17 games, and you've got to stack some wins throughout the year, and it doesn't matter if they come early or they come late. In fact, Andy does such a great job. His teams are normally playing their very best down the stretch and into the playoffs.
So two of the guys that I really like, Ben Johnson and Liam Cohen, both got head coaching gigs. Ben obviously takes over in Chicago with Caleb Williams, and Liam Cohen takes over in Jacksonville, and he is going to be in charge, I guess, of kind of revamping Trevor Lawrence's career. What's the biggest difference? Because they both had a lot of success calling plays. But what's the biggest difference now, when you're taking over, you're in control of the locker room as the head man? And, do you like either of those teams going into the season, either Jacksonville or Chicago?
Love Chicago. Why? Caleb Williams. The man is talented. He's talented. So if Ben Johnson, which he's done before, right? So he's got experience doing this. If he can sort of almost like a Brett Favre, corral just a little bit, still allow him to make those great plays, at the quarterback position. What the most important aspects are: decision-making, accuracy, timing, gut instincts, which Caleb has, and then trust your training, turn it loose with some passion, right? And some guys just do the right thing with the ball more than others. And so Ben's challenge is to get Caleb playing in that manner, where those most important aspects are highlighted. I really like Ben Johnson's opportunity there in Chicago, mainly because of the quarterback. Now, Aaron Glenn with the Jets, I love Aaron. Now he and I go way back. I mean, that's one reason I was bringing him up. But I think he's got an outstanding chance there with the Jets. Schottenheimer with the Cowboys, right? A rookie coach. What? He's in a pretty good spot. Why? Because they're normally a pretty talented team. They normally are going to win their share of games. And if Brian can get them to play just a little bit above that, they'll be in the playoffs and be there at the end.
We're talking the great Marty Morningwig, a man who obviously was a head coach in the NFL, also an offense coordinator for a number of teams, and he is a Montana football legend. Give him a follow on X, would you kindly, at Marty Morningwig. Again, on X, at Marty Morningwig. Marty, we got some breaking news. I'm going to get your gut reaction on this. The Browns, this is according to Adam Schefter at ESPN, are sending quarterback Kenny Pickett to the Las Vegas Raiders for a 2026 fifth-round pick. Now, obviously, Cleveland has a bevy of quarterbacks. We already land-based Shedeur Sanders based on his preseason Week 3 performance, but he is left right now with Dylan Gabriel and the elder statesman in Joe Flacco. So give us your instant gut reaction to Kenny Pickett exiting Cleveland and going to Sin City.
Thought that was a possibility, not exactly to the Rays, but thought that Cleveland, there was a possibility that they would not keep 4 like they were saying publicly. They were doing that, so they could probably get a little bit more out of Pickett. So you've got my man Joe Flacco, who was at my quarterback school. He was the guest coach at the quarterback school for the high school quarterbacks in the great state of Montana this past summer. And so Flacco's got the experience. He's a Super Bowl winner. He's a Super Bowl MVP, all of those things, right? So they've got that, right? And then for them to go with the 2 young guys that they drafted, I thought that was a real possibility. What are they giving up? If Joe gets nicked, they have no experience at the position. Now, Shedeur Sanders, who my son helped coach there at Colorado last year, plummeted it down into the 5th round. He played better Week 1. So they must be with their 2 young quarterbacks, they must be pleasantly surprised at the maturity, even though Shedeur didn't play nearly as well in the preseason game number 3.
Yeah, definitely. Again, absorbed 5 sacks in that game for just a colossal amount of yards lost. Coach, this year's group of rookie wide receivers are supposed to pale in comparison to last year's wide receiver overall group. But who among Tatora McMillan and Mecca Buka, Matthew Golden, and Travis Hunter, who do you think makes the bigger first-year splash? Are any of those guys, in your mind, got to top 1,000 yards this year?
Well, I'm biased because my son coached at Colorado, the Heisman Trophy winner, Travis Hunter. He won games for Colorado on offense. He won a game for Colorado on defense. The man is a monster physically. So, and the wider you get, right, in the NFL, like a receiver, the much easier, and runner, let's say running back, it's a little bit easier to play early, right, mentally. And for a receiver, we talked about the most important aspects to play quarterback at a high level in the National Football League. Receiver is what 2 major things. The ability to catch the ball on a consistent basis and then go make the great catch, right? That's one. And then the second one in the National Football League is ability to defeat, bump and run. Many people call it press coverage, where it's up in your face. If you can beat bump and run, press coverage in the National Football League, everything else will fall into place. Travis Hunter can do both of those things, the most important aspects of playing receiver in the NFL. Catch the football consistently and beat, bump, and run. Make him scared to put somebody on top of you in a bump and run type of situation. And Travis has the skill and ability to do that.
Yeah, an absolute athletic freak is one Travis Hunter. I got to try to play.
You guys.
Well, yeah, you're making me fired up. You're matching my energy, Coach. I absolutely love it. We'll let you go on this one. Coach, I am of the belief Joe Burrow is going to repeatedly carpet bomb the competition, tossing another 40-plus touchdowns this year. Instead of based in the category and also in pass yards, right now, he's second to Lamar Jackson at MVP odds at BetMGM at 6-1. Do you think my crystal ball is broken on Joe Burrow? What are your thoughts on the modern day Joel Cool, and would you pick him as your MVP?
Well, you've got Mahomes. You got Lamar Jackson, who I'm biased. I've told you that before, but now Joe Burrow, I love him. The man's a fantastic quarterback. He didn't have quite the team last year. They lost a little mojo, didn't you think? And I'm a believer in a little mojo, a little momentum. They just couldn't put it all together. And in between, Joe Burrow's throwing for world records, right? So if they can put that team around Joe Burrow, there'll be no cap on him. What a wonderful quarterback. They surround that they get a little bit better on defense, a little bit more consistent on offense, and Joe Burrow will find himself in a Super Bowl. You know who else?
Outstanding stuff.
Get over that hump. It's Josh Allen. Josh Allen has to get over the hump as far as winning Super Bowls, because when it's all said and done, the quarterbacks, most of them are evaluated on how many wins did they get back to back. How could they stack the win? Could they lead young men, grown men, week after week? And how many Super Bowls did they win? That's what you're evaluated on when it's all said and done most of the time. There's a couple outliers. Joe Namath won one. My man Marino, great quarterback.
Yep,
got to one and never got to another one after that. So, but for most of the time, you're evaluated on winning games and winning championships at the quarterback position.
Joe Burrow could have a monster year statistically, but will the defense support him for them to even get a shot in the postseason? That is the $64,000 question. Terrific and energized stuff from Marty Mornhinweg, former NFL head coach and, of course, offensive coordinator. Give him a follow on X, would you kindly? At Marty Mornhinweg, again on X, at Marty Mornhinweg. Coach, we appreciate the time, and I would say go Mahomes, but I'm kind of sick of the Chiefs.
I think a lot of people are, aren't they? That's what you get when you win a lot of games. And I'll tell you what, I better get back on X. You've been pounding that thing so much. I haven't been on there in quite a while. But you know where I get to jump on an airplane and get to Des Moines, Iowa on Wednesday for Drake, their home opener on Thursday night. My other son coaches at Drake. So what an exciting time right now, right? The NFL teams are developing themselves for 10 days to 2 weeks from now, and then the colleges are starting to get after it already. What an exciting time. I'm juiced up. It was great talking with you guys today.
Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate
Take care
it, Coach.
of Upper Iowa. Yeah.
That's right. Go Bulldogs. What we say all on the show all the time, you never fade the Drake. I usually play college basketball, but in this instance, we're going to follow Coach Mornhinweg and his son there as Drake in action. Tremendous stuff from Marty Mornhinweg. Dude, it's a ball. What's going on?
Delaware State. And then Mike Vick. I mean, so they both open up on Thursday as well. So what an exciting time for the football world, huh? Deshaun Jackson, Mike Vick, head coaches at the college level.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, tremendous stuff. I didn't know Coach was still there, which is even more of a delight that he's throwing that out there with Delaware State, Deshaun Jackson, Michael Vick, and their coaching debuts. Man, we're all jazzed up right now. Talking about week one of the college football season, and, of course, a week one of the NFL season as well, right around the corner.